What's up everybody, James Bichelle here, and I'm back at you with another video. Today's video will be my final predictions before the premiere of Season 6 this Sunday. Now these predictions are coming from an individual who has been trying to avoid leaked scenes and leaked major plot points. I just want to experience Season 6 organically as possible. So my predictions are just coming from what I saw from last season, some of the casting news, and from the trailers. So let's get into the predictions. I will be going from region to region, and just giving one major prediction from each region, essentially. And we're going to start with Marine. I believe this season, we will see that Daario Naharis is behind the Harpy. Now, I personally am not very fond of Daario. I really don't like him in the books, and I don't really care about him in the show. I believe that, not only will we find out that he is part of the Harpy and has been trying to destroy Dany's position in Marine from within, but that he will also die this season, and will be slayed by none other than Sir Friendzone himself, Jorah Mormont. We know that Daario is not beyond doing some shady shit to advance his position in life. We know he slayed his two former compatriots of the Second Sons by cutting off their heads, after all. We know he was a former Marinese pit fighter who has moved his way up in the world. Why stop at being just a member of Dany's court when you can, potentially be the king of Marine? So yeah, that's my Marine prediction. Daario is the Harpy, and he will die. Now off to the Riverlands. So I know there's been some debate in the community on whether or not we are getting Lady Stoneheart this season. Some believe we are getting her, while others believe that the Stoneheart storyline is going to Sansa. I personally am in the former camp. I believe we are getting Lady Stoneheart. With Jaime, Brienne, and Pod all in the Riverlands this season, along with the confirmed return of Thoros of Myr, it's all beginning to add up. Especially hearing that Thoros of Myr is involved in a scene involving a hanging, I believe that a Frey will be hanging at the hands of Lady Stoneheart, and that Thoros of Myr is essentially playing the Lemon Cloak role from the books, where he's kind of the one talking to the individual and telling him who's, essentially who's killing him at the moment. So yeah, like I said, I believe it's all beginning to add up. My friend Christina the Sphinx brought up a good point in the video she did the other day in regard to this topic, and it's a line in Brienne's last chapter in A Feast for Crows. Lady Stoneheart asks Brienne what's the name of her sword. Brienne says it's Oathkeeper, and Lady Stoneheart says no, it's Oathbreaker. The third episode of this season is entitled Oathbreaker. I'm just connecting the dots here, folks. I do believe we are getting Lady Stoneheart, and I think we'll get her pretty early because I think D&D will want to show her prior to Jon's resurrection to show how much of an individual changes after a resurrection. And I very well might be wrong, but like I said, I think we're getting Lady Stoneheart. If not, I won't be too heartbroken about it because I personally am not a huge, I don't really care about Lady Stoneheart in the books that much, but this is just what I'm thinking just based off of kind of the news I've seen and stuff from the trailers. So next up, we are going to the North. So now, I believe the North is going to be pretty fun this year, and will really be where a lot of the action will take place in Season 6. There's so much going on with Sansa and Theon's escape, the casting of Umbers and other Northern Lords, the return of Rickon Stark, Davos on Bear Island, all the crazy stuff we're going to see with Bran and the White Walkers, and the resurrection of Jon Snow. However, my prediction for the North is that Jon Snow will kill Ramsay Bolton by the end of the season. I know it's hard to believe that Ramsay Ahai will die with his 20 good men, but I think it's going to happen this season. I believe the battle for Winterfell will occur in the latter parts of Season 6, and we will see the Boltons in a position of strength against Jon's army. Bolton will appear victorious, but at the lowest moment, for Jon's army, when all seems lost, the Knights of the Vale will appear out of nowhere, led by Littlefinger, and turn the tide for Jon and the Northmen. We know that in Season 5, Littlefinger asked Cersei if he could go to Winterfell after Stannis and Bolton's battled, essentially clean up the scraps and take Winterfell for the Lannisters. And she agreed. Of course, he won't be taking it for the Lannisters. We saw the picture of Littlefinger in the snow and Sansa in the snow, and I believe they're looking at each other after the battle has been won for Jon. At this point, with the capture of Ramsay, Jon will slay the bastard of Bolton, However, we will see how different and angry Jon has become after his resurrection, as I believe he will beat Ramsay Bolton to death with his bare hands, as opposed to beheading him with Longclaw. And that's my prediction for the North. So in King's Landing, we know a lot of it will revolve around Cersei's trial by combat against the Faith, Marjorie Tyrell's potential brainwashing by the Faith, and perhaps some even more growing tension between the Lannisters and Tyrells, tension between Cersei and Jaime, and we'll get to also see Kevin Lannister probably take control of the situation, and potentially his death as well. That's not my prediction. My prediction is that I did hear that episode 10 is potentially titled Valonqar. I believe I heard this when I was on a live stream with Sir Hunt's Reviews. I don't know the validity of that title, if that's actually the case. I didn't follow up on it because, I didn't really want that, that sort of spoiler information. But if it's true, I have to believe that Cersei is going to die in this season and in that episode. I can't make a prediction of who the Valonqar is going to be, but I will predict that someone is going to choke the shit out of Cersei in episode 10 if it's in fact entitled Valonqar. I always believed that it was going to be Jaime, but I believe Jaime will be in the Riverlands at this time, so I don't know if it'll be him, but who knows how this season is going to go. Maybe he will be back in King's Landing by the time. I don't think that's going to be the case. But if it's truly entitled Valonqar, someone's going to be squeezing the life out of Cersei Lannister in episode 10. I truly believe that. If that title was bullshit, then obviously that won't be the case. But we'll just have to wait and see. So, to quickly finish the other regions, I don't really have a prediction for the Iron Islands and the Greyjoys, other than it appears that Yara might be given Victarion's role to go to Meereen, as there's a shot in the trailers of Yara, like she has a girl sitting on top of her, potentially in Volantis, due to the woman she's with has a Volantene slave tattoo, which naturally led people to believe that she's heading to Meereen. And I buy into that. It sounds plausible. I have no Dorne prediction, because who knows what the hell they're going to do in Dorne after what happened in Season 5. I'm just going to gloss over it. And in Braavos, I believe that we'll get some more training from Arya. Hopefully we get to see her warg this season. In particular, I hope we see her warg a cat. But I do believe that she will have had enough at some point, with the Faceless Men this season. She will not be able to become no one, especially since she hid away Needle. I believe she will escape from Westeros, not Westeros, she will escape from the Faceless Men at some point, possibly even killing the waif, scoop up Needle, and make her way back to Westeros. That'll be her final shot of the season, maybe. So yeah, guys, those are my final predictions of Season 6. Let me know if you think some of my ideas are plausible or not. If you liked this video, hit that like button, share this video on social media, and subscribe. Until next time, adios.